Amplify Science, Populations and Resources, Unit Chapter 2, Lesson 2.7, claims about the jelly increase. So in the warm-up, we're introduced to many of the organisms or populations that live in the Glacier Sea. We want to examine how they might be affecting the moon jelly. So you respond to 2 questions. And then we discuss a physical model we've used previously in Chapter 2. If you remember, we have little icons, in this case rectangles, that show each of the organisms. And inside of that square, if an organism were to die, I would put an X. And if it were born, I would place a B to show birth. And this top example shows a stable population. Below it, we have to figure out how would we represent an increasing population, and then we get a chance to review that with some possible answers. Then we hop back in and move on to step 2. And in step 2, we're given a graphic that we've seen before, again, earlier in chapter 2, about increasing populations of moon jellies. And we are going to model on our own physical models what that looks like, but we're also going to add dots to arrows. And those dots indicate the energy flow and how much energy is transferred between the 2 populations. So they're adding one more layer or one more element to a model we've already seen and already used. So we're going a little bit deeper. The first one about births, and the second one, which is almost the same, again, you have to read closely. This one indicates how to model deaths in the population. Okay. Once we've done that, it gives us an opportunity to discuss the evidence. So after we've modeled and after we've looked at the diagrams, what do we think is happening? We'll have some discussions and take a look at some evidence cards. So as a student, your evidence cards are going to be cutouts of this handout, but they're also available on your screen. Amplify likes to give you physical things to move around as you think through what's going on. So you're looking at those samples, and I will pull them up where you can see them on their screen, and you're trying to determine what is happening to the moon jelly population. What's responsible for the population changes, and do they or do they not? Are they or are they not caused by a change in turtle population, a change in algae or zooplankton population? And then the final step, once you've had a chance to examine all of that, is there's a self-assessment, which really benefits you and your teacher in determining where you feel you are and how comfortable you are with the information so far. And this is the end of chapter 2. So the self-assessment, we should be measuring progress, and you should be becoming more and more comfortable with the ideas of consumer and resource populations, increases and decreases in births and deaths, energy storage molecules, and how they move through an ecosystem, and a food web, how changes in populations can directly or indirectly affect other populations. And that is lesson 2.7.